Yes, hypocrisy is alive and well amongst these sanctimonious leftists. From Kimmel to De Niro to Stephanopoulos, they want you to believe they're better than you, more virtuous, more decent. But we all know the truth. They lie. They sin. They do the very things they accuse you of and the things they say they would never do. Evil things, like try to destroy people based on feigned outrage from which they spare their own side.
Megyn Kelly just threw a major verbal jab at Jimmy Kimmel, and she didn't even have to be face-to-face. No shouting matches or messy arguments, just sharp words that cut right through and left everyone stunned. So, what did she say that took down Kimmel's reputation so fast? Stick around, because this isn't your typical celebrity comeback. It's a next-level burn that's about to blow up online. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Back in the day when I was on the primetime of Fox and you were on the primetime of CNN, a couple of hours after our shows ended, late night comics would come on, and they occasionally would make us laugh, Piers. I mean, occasionally they understood that they were in the game of making everyone laugh. As you know, they've abandoned that game now, and they're just political operatives out there. Colbert, Kimmel, Seth Meyers, who I struggle to even mention that guy's name. He's such an absolute prick. I can't stand him.
Megyn Kelly just showed everyone how to deliver a knockout burn without the drama or spotlight. No loud debates, no awkward face-offs. She took a shot online and completely shut down Jimmy Kimmel with sharp wit and perfect timing. It's proof that you don't need to be on stage to make the biggest impact.
Very same celebrities who wanted you to believe they were horrified after yours truly said in 2018 that people used to don dark makeup in order to imitate well-known black celebrities, and it wasn't a big deal. Absolutely ate up the performance by Hollywood darling Mr. Kimmel, whose blackface costumes included his oft-repeated bit as basketball star Karl Malone.
Now, Karl Malone never seen no flying saucer himself, but if he do, that's gonna be a spooky...
Here's the scene. Jimmy Kimmel, known as the king of late-night political jabs, famous for his quick wit and fearless roasting, completely missed his mark this time. Not one joke landed, no comebacks to save him. Megyn Kelly stole the show, delivering a hit so sharp it left Kimmel speechless. No words from him, just a silence that stings like a swarm of angry bees.
You know how much it costs to produce Jimmy Kimmel's show? I guarantee you it's tens and tens of millions. It could be as much as 100 million. I have no idea. You know how much Tucker's video cost? Nothing. You know how much Jimmy Kimmel, how many people he gets tuning in on an average night? Just last week, his average was, in the overall, meaning all viewers, 1.5 million. In the key demo, 236,000. Tucker would have been embarrassed to pull that on any night he was on the Fox News channel.
So, how did Kelly pull it off? She hit Kimmel where he least expected it, with sharp honesty, clever wit, and a dose of public accountability. While Kimmel relies on late-night jokes and laughs, Kelly fired a fact-packed burn from afar. Her words carefully dismantled his usual act and left his reputation hanging by a thread.
Jimmy Kimmel was very upset that Donald Trump took a shot at Taylor Swift. Trump was making fun of the fact that she got booed openly at the Super Bowl and he got cheered to the high heavens. And Jimmy Kimmel didn't much like that and had the following to say.
Trump was at the game. He got a big thrill because some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift when they put her up on the Jumbotron, which of course made Harry Conman Sr. very happy. He posted 3 times about this. After the game, he wrote, "The only one that had a tougher night than the Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving."
Why did Kelly step up? Because Jimmy's style, while funny to some, often toes the line between smart satire and careless cheap shots. His jokes sometimes cross into irresponsibility. Megyn Kelly, always sharp on media double standards, saw her chance to call him out. She exposed how his over-the-top digs and lazy punchlines pretend to be political insight, but really they fall short. Get ready, because we're diving into how Megyn Kelly took down Jimmy Kimmel with sharp wit, solid facts, and a quiet, no-drama approach that caught everyone off guard. This wasn't some loud, live TV showdown. It was a stealth attack, like a ninja with a keyboard and a spotlight. She didn't storm the stage. She tore it apart slowly and precisely. Every tweet, every article, every pointed comment chipped away at Jimmy's comedy mask. She showed where his edgy humor turned awkward, where satire stopped being clever and started doing damage. Kelly's method was cool and calculated. With facts as her weapon, she didn't need shouting or spectacle. Just a solo truth mission that left Kimmel's reputation on shaky ground.
You all know what they saw. They saw what we saw. They saw the frail elderly man who needed help getting off the stage. They're just too chicken shit to tell us about it because they accurately deduced that he could still be the Democratic nominee and they don't want to ding him up. Maybe you give Barbara a pass. Who gives a damn what this singer saw or says? But you know what? Jimmy Kimmel happens to be employed by ABC, which happens to have a rather large news organization. And he has been one of President Trump's most vocal critics. Where are you, Jimmy? On vacation? Not good enough.
Megyn Kelly didn't just call out Kimmel, she completely broke him down. She carefully went through his jokes and commentary with sharp focus, showing that what looked like edgy humor often slipped into misinformation, exaggeration dressed up as satire, and punchlines that knocked people down instead of lifting them up. These weren't just random jokes, they were a pattern, and she exposed every bit of it. Picture Kelly sitting at her desk, headphones on, eyes glued to the screen, analyzing every line with the precision of a surgeon. She pulled apart the cracks in Kimmel's routine with unsettling accuracy. This wasn't a simple roast, it was a detailed examination of a comedy style that was losing its way. The genius of Kelly's approach? She never shouted or threw direct insults. Instead, she let the facts do the talking. Each post and critique was like a sharp tool, cutting through Kimmel's carefully built image. No back-and-forth drama, no loud claims, just fact after fact lined up like falling dominoes. When they toppled, Kimmel's late-night crown suddenly looked shaky. And here's the kicker. While Kimmel relies on quick jokes and instant laughs, Kelly played the long game. Her slow, steady approach sparked a wildfire online. Her breakdowns were shared, quoted, and praised as a masterclass in quiet but powerful takedowns. She didn't just fire back, she changed the whole conversation.
You got the Sunday morning show with Stephanopoulos into the evening Academy Awards broadcast with Kimmel, and ABC elevating, the blackface loving Kimmel. They, at the same time, fired Chris Harrison, host of The Bachelor, for trying to defend one contestant on, The Bachelorette for saying, gee, I know I went to this antebellum party, a couple years ago. I guess I didn't see anything wrong with it. And all he said was, are we judging her by today's standards or are we judging her by, old standards, whatever. He was basically trying to say, are we being too hard on her? Got fired. Chris Harrison has to be fired by ABC.
Why did Kelly's quiet strike hit so hard? Because it caught Kimmel completely off guard. No flashy stage, no quick comeback to soften the blow, just silence. And in that silence, her critique spoke louder than any shout. Her approach changed the game. Instead of a noisy fight filled with emotion, she created room for something stronger, reflection. Viewers weren't distracted by drama. They paused and thought, is she right? That moment opened the door. Fans began to question, doubters felt heard, and newcomers got drawn into the conversation. That's the power of calm, fact-based criticism. While others yell into the void, Kelly's quiet, clear voice cut through like a sharp tool. She didn't need flashy phrases or catchy lines. She laid out her case with precision. It was a masterclass in calm versus chaos, and guess which one stuck with people? The final twist? Kelly's style didn't push people away. By skipping insults and focusing on facts, she made space for everyone, even Kimmel's biggest fans, to take a closer look. She didn't ask them to agree, she simply invited them to see the evidence. And that's why her takedown was so powerful.
Just this past 2 weeks, they had the Kennedy Center honors the other night where Joe Biden couldn't say Dionne Warwick. He kept calling her Diane, and he didn't know who Barry Gibb was. He kept calling him Billy. You know who else was honored? At the Kennedy Center. You know who else? Billy Crystal. Just FYI, do you know who once opened up the Academy Awards in full blackface?
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Crystal. Billy Crystal. And do you know who's going to be hosting the Academy Awards this year? Jimmy Kimmel.
The brilliance of Kelly's approach was in how quietly she worked. She didn't yell or demand attention. Instead, she slipped into public conversation smoothly, avoiding the usual noise where loud attacks get ignored. By staying out of the spotlight, she dodged drama, the back-and-forth fights, and the endless spin. She stayed cool and controlled, like a strategist winning from the shadows, calm and untouchable. Then there's her patience. While late-night hosts chase quick laughs and viral moments that disappear by morning, Kelly played the long game. Her critiques didn't burn out fast. They kept spreading, sparking ongoing conversations that grew over time. Instead of a quick trend, she created a lasting wave of reflection. Megyn Kelly didn't just take down Kimmel, she changed the rules of the game. What could have turned into a messy, attention-grabbing fight became a precise, calculated move. No cameras, no cheers, no shouting, just clear facts, sharp wit, and a strategy that leaves a permanent mark.
Last night was the 96th Academy Awards show, and while you might have missed it, there was one clear winner. No, not Oppenheimer. It was sanctimonious leftists for their lead role in pretending they are better than you. Winner number one, Jimmy Kimmel. For the fourth time, Kimmel hosted the Oscars before an adoring crowd of Hollywood stars who laughed and curried favor with the man who wore blackface so many times. Yes, some of the very same celebrities who wanted you to believe they were horrified after yours truly said in 2018 that people used to don dark makeup in order to imitate well-known black celebrities.
So, what does all this say about Jimmy Kimmel? His silence after Kelly's takedown is the final touch, the cherry on top of this icy roast. By not responding, whether because he was shocked, caught off guard, or just speechless, he gave Kelly control of the story. And in today's world, where reactions rule, handing over that kind of power is a huge win for her. This whole situation is like a playbook on how to outsmart and outlast in the fast-moving world of social media. Megyn Kelly didn't shout, didn't fight, but used patience, facts, and sharp skill to land a blow that will be felt for a long time. Sure, Jimmy still has his jokes, his audience, and his stage, but now there's a new player in the game. Quiet, sharp, and armed with facts. Megyn didn't just join the game, she changed the rules, and this is only the beginning. Here's the twist, she didn't need the spotlight to shine. She used her digital reach, turning every tweet and post into a viral wave. In a noisy world, she showed that calm, carefully aimed facts can be louder than 1,000 punchlines. No drama, no show, just one cold, precise knockout that left Kimmel's audience scrolling back in disbelief, asking themselves, did that really just happen?
Now, I will tell you, he's not the worst. The Daily Show has the worst ratings. They only have 366,000 people watching that show. During the Jon Stewart years, it was over 2 million. Now it's down to 300,000. Seth Meyers, absolutely dreadful. He doesn't even have 1 million, 778,000. I mean, for network television, this is, you don't have to pay for it. It's there when you turn on your TV, you plug it in. That's a dreadful number.
Imagine this, no flashing lights, no sound effects, just the calm, quiet power of perfectly chosen words, dropping like chess moves in a high-stakes game. And in this match, Megyn Kelly was the grandmaster. She didn't flip the board or storm off in anger. Instead, she played silently and smartly, moving with precision until Kimmel was trapped in checkmate, all without ever naming him. This wasn't about drama or fireworks. It was strategic elegance. What made it even sharper was her restraint. She didn't shout or throw insults. She stayed composed, cutting deep with grace. Her takedown of Kimmel's late-night persona was like a brutal ballet, smart, relentless, and precise. Each point chipped away at his carefully built image, exposing the cracks in his comedy. And Kimmel? He had nothing to say back. His silence spoke volumes. It wasn't just no comeback, it was the sound of being outplayed completely. In a world that feeds on chaos, she showed that whispers can carry farther than shouts. Her attack needed no microphone, just clarity and perfect timing. With surgical skill, she peeled back Kimmel's layers, missed jokes, political digs that went too far, humor that blurred into bias. This wasn't petty, it was a forensic breakdown, and people noticed. What stood out wasn't just the critique, it was the craft. Kelly didn't just throw shade, she held up a mirror. She revealed how comedy can hide a lack of accountability. When truth is wrapped in calm and precision, people don't scroll past. They stop and pay attention. Kimmel's silence lingered. No tweets, no jokes, just the sound of an empire shaken. Was it strategy? Shock? Or a man realizing he'd just been checkmated in a game he didn't know he was playing? Beyond the personal win, Kelly's moves showed a big shift in media battles. The loudest voice no longer wins. It's about who controls the story, who backs wit with facts, and who plays the long game. She proved silence isn't surrender, it's hidden power. The aftermath. A media buzz about this new style of takedown. No shouting matches, no meltdowns, just cold, clear truth delivered with surgical flair. Suddenly, the spotlight wasn't on Kimmel, it was on the cracks in his armor, the man behind the mic. In the end, Megyn Kelly didn't just beat Jimmy Kimmel, she taught everyone how to win in today's digital world. This wasn't some headline-chasing fight, it was a blueprint for the future of public callouts, sharp, smart, and quietly devastating. Jimmy may still tell jokes at midnight, but Megyn, she just became the queen of the silent roast. So next time you hear whispers about media feuds, remember this one, because sometimes the loudest blow lands in silence. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the echo.